This is a video on factoring trinomials when the leading coefficient, or a, does not equal 1. In this case, we're factoring 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. The a value is a 2. The b value is positive 5, and the c value is negative 3. And again, we need to find pairs of numbers that multiply to be a times c, but also add to be b. A is 2 and c is a negative 3, so we want to multiply to be 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6. And we want the pair of numbers to also add to be the b value, which is a 5 in this case. First step is to list pairs of numbers or integers that multiply to be negative 6. 1 times negative 6, negative 1 times positive 6, 2 times negative 3, negative 2 times positive 3. Those are the only ones I can think of. And then we're going to work through the pairs of integers to see which of those pairs also adds to be that b value, which is a 5. The only one here that's going to work is the negative 1 and the positive 6. Negative 1 plus 6, which is a positive 5. And that pair of numbers is going to be used to break apart the middle term, which is 5x. So we're going to break up that 5x to be 6, and then we add the x, minus 1x, which we know would combine to be that middle term of 5x. We're going to rewrite our polynomial, 2x squared plus 6x minus 1x minus 3. And now we're going to use a method known as factor by grouping. Where we group together these first two terms and divide out our GCF. We have a 2 and we have a 6, so we could definitely divide a 2 out of each of these. And we have x squared and x, so we could take out the x, the lower power of x, which is x to the first power. And then in parentheses would be what remains. 2x squared divided by 2x would be a 1x. And then 6x divided by 2x would be a plus 3. So now we have already factored the first grouping. Now we're going to, I'll use another color, I'll use red. We're going to factor these next two terms. We have a negative 1x minus 3. We could divide out a negative 1 out of each of these terms. We can't take any power of x away because the 3 is a constant. The negative 3 is a constant. But we could definitely divide out a negative 1 out of those. And then we're going to write in parentheses what remains. Negative 1x divided by negative 1 is just x. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is going to be a positive 3. And what you're going to notice each time is that we have that common term. We have x plus 3 in each of these. That's known as your common binomial term. And that's going to be written as one of the factors. It's only going to be written as one of the factors. The other factor is going to be the merging or the combining of the pieces in front of the parentheses, which are the GCFs, the 2x and the minus 1. So that has to be another factor. Therefore, our factors are 2x minus 1 and x plus 3. And we can check this by foiling or double distributing. 2x times x is going to be 2x squared. Outer is going to be 2x times positive 3, which is a positive 6x. Inner is negative 1 times x, which is negative 1x. And last would be the constants, negative 1 times 3, which is a minus 3. combine the middle terms because they are like terms. 6x minus 1x would be 5x, and bring down the other terms. And we get back what we started with. Therefore, we know that the proper factors are 2x minus 1 and x plus 3.